Hi, my name is Julie Christensen. I'm so excited to be part of this class and to get to know all of you. To tell you a little bit about myself, I was born in Rexburg and my grandfather was a professor there for many years. I attended there a long time ago too. So Rexburg has a special place in my heart and I'm happy to be back. My husband and I have 4 children and we've lived in the Denver area for almost 30 years. I was a teacher for a long time, and in 2010 I left teaching to start freelance writing, and for the last 3 years I have been working for Bright Horizons. I'm the senior writer there, and I produce a quarterly magazine for teachers and just lots of other small jobs and book projects as teachers need. I homeschool 2 of our younger kids. Our kids range in age from 27 to 8, and we've got 2 grandchildren. And homeschooling's been a really fun adventure. It's something I've loved a lot. So now that's about me. Let me tell you about my favorite children's books. Okay, so at the top of the list would probably be Danny the Champion of the World. This is a little known book by Roald Dahl. It's a wonderful, wonderful story. It's this great adventure between a father and his son. And I think what I loved as a child, first of all, was that they lived in a gypsy caravan. That really captured my imagination, but my children have loved this. Everyone loves this book and no one knows about it. So in our family, everyone loves it, that is. So you have to read this book. It's fabulous. And then, of course, who doesn't love The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? I adore all of C.S. Lewis's books, both his books for adults and books for children. He's just such a wonderful Christian writer. Rascal by Sterling North. This is an older book. It takes place in World War I. And it's about a boy and his dad. His mother's passed away, and he adopts a raccoon, and he has lots and lots of adventures. His dad's a lawyer, sort of preoccupied, gives him quite a bit of freedom, and they have a lot of fun adventures. This was a book that my mother read to me when I was a child. It's just a collection of stories. It was produced by the church. Just wonderful character building stories. It's a great book. And then this was probably the first book I ever learned to read, Miss Susie by Miriam Young, and pictures by Arnold Lobel. Arnold Lobel is one of my favorites. So let's move on to some other children's picture books. These are books that I used as a teacher. The Little Old Lady Who Is Not Afraid of Anything. I love repetitive books for young children. I think they're great for developing language. They're predictable, and they're just a wonderful way to launch reading. This is a great holiday book that my children in my classrooms wanted to read over and over again. And I love all the Dawn and Audrey Woods books. I think they've got great illustrations and great stories. Swimmy by Leo Leone. Leo Leone is another author I really love. He's just got this gentle perspective, and he's great for teaching kids social skills without cramming the lesson down their throats, which I personally think is a really important thing. And then finally, I've got just a couple more. We're going on a bear hunt. This is another repetitive book that has just been beloved by both my children and children in my classrooms. And Owl Babies is just a gentle, very gentle, sweet book about 3 little baby owls whose mother, they wake up in the night to find that their mother's gone, and they worry, and of course she comes back. She was just out hunting, but it's got these sweet little illustrations, and I read this a lot toward the beginning of the school year when I had little tiny children who sometimes were a little bit afraid about coming to school and being away from their mom. So great little book. And then finally, The Big Red Barn, Margaret Wise Brown. She's a classic. My oldest daughter especially loved this book. And then just one more. I have lots and lots of children's reading suggestions, books they're about children's books. This is one of my favorites, Honey for a Child's Heart. I also love a new one I think it's called The Story-Formed Life by Sarah Clarkson. Also a great books if you want to know more about choosing books for children. Anyway, looking forward to meeting all of you. It's going to be fun.